Good morning, everyone. This is Srikant Rajan. Welcome to the Stock Market Podcast from mpiinvest.com, the only platform where you learn to invest and trade in the stock market. Plan your financial goals, invest in different financial assets, and grow with a community of knowledgeable investors. If you are not a part of the community yet, visit our website mpiinvest.com to join the community free of cost. Coming to the market, Nifty opened at 16,594 yesterday and immediately saw some selling pressure. In fact, it did touch a high of 16,572, but then from there we could see major selling pressure and the market came down to 16,438. After that, at the last 15 minutes, we saw some major buying and we could see the Nifty still closing above 16,522. The FIS continued to sell after a break, but this time again they sold for 1,930 crores. And the DIIs have only bought for 984 crores. So that means the major buying that happened was majorly from the retailers who actually would have felt that the market is kind of bullish now, though at MPI we were kind of bearish since yesterday. Now, coming to the market in the US, the US markets actually have fallen majorly. In fact, yesterday when we spoke in the podcast in the evening, the markets were actually falling majorly, but then from there we could see a major recovery and the US markets actually closed with a small negative. In fact, the Dow was down 0.5% and S&P 500 also was down about 0.8% and Nasdaq was down 0.7%. So it was not as bad as we thought, but then things are still jittery because the inflation doesn't seem to come down at all. The Facebook has a news wherein the COO Sheryl Sandberg has actually stepped down after 14 years of service as at Facebook, and that's kind of okay. It cannot be called a major negative because the major operations are still controlled by Mark Zuckerberg. But yes, losing a 14-year-old top management member is of course a small negative. Apart from that, we could see in the US market HP will fall more than 6% after they missed on their earnings and revenue. So things are kind of still without any direction in US. So the same thing is what is affecting the Asian markets as well. As we speak, Asian markets also opened lower today and have been in the negative as of now. So as I see right now, the Asian markets are trading slightly down. Nikkei in Japan is down by 0.09%. Shanghai is down 0.11% and Hong Kong is down 1.73%. Korea is also down almost a percent. If you look at the SGX Nifty is also opening, showing a gap down opening close to 16,419. So we are going to see a slightly negative opening in the stock market today, majorly because of the global cues. But there's something good I would say for Indian market, that is the oil prices have actually come down in the last night. So basically they have come down to $113 per barrel. So if you remember yesterday I told you that they had actually touched one of its high wherein they had touched almost $120 per barrel. Now it has come down to $113 per barrel, which is of course looking good for India, though the inflation fears are still there. Coming to some stock specific news, Reliance has actually invested into Legno SPA, which is an Italian plastic toy manufacturing brand. So they will be acquiring a 40% stake in their India manufacturing unit, which actually adds to their brands that they already own. So that's something green for Reliance. So if at all Reliance can support the market, then that is more than enough to hold the market at this level. But otherwise, any fall further can be, taking Nifty towards closer to 16,000. So apart from that, we could see Royal Enfield coming up with great results. That is nothing but the parent company Eicher Motors. Royal Enfield motorcycle sales data came in yesterday and it was up 133% compared to last year. So that's something great there. In fact, yesterday evening I did tell you that Bajaj Auto also came up with results, but their sales numbers have actually are of course slightly higher but not as great as expected. But apart from that, there is some good news for BPCL as Moody's has increased their rating or upgraded the rating on BPCL to stable, and we could see probably some movement in BPCL today. So let's have a look at that. NTPC has actually come out and said that they are targeting 26 million tons of captive coal production in the current financial calendar, and that is something kind of good. And we are already invested in NTPC, so I don't think we have to look at anything more. Apart from that, if you look at the auto numbers that we spoke about yesterday, I told you about Tata Motors, amazing numbers from Tata Motors. Maruti also had a record high number of exports from India. So all these things are kind of what is going to give some positivity to the auto sector today. So let's keep a watch on them as well. Apart from that, VA Tech Wabag has actually received order of 18 million euros from Korea. So that's also something where we can see some movement. But as of now, we are not invested there. But this is something that has come into our radar. Let us see how things go, and we might enter it also. So today being the expiry, the first expiry of June, and it is just just 2 days since June started, but the expiry is of course interesting, because we had a bullish start to the week, but then after that things have been kind of bearish right now. So we might have a bearish trend in the expiry today. In fact, I am expecting a small rebound and then probably some selling by afternoon and probably a small recovery by end of the day. So this is the kind of view I have on the market, and based on this, I would be taking trades with the Gold Plus members today, and looking forward to some great profit. So if you look at the previous trades that we have taken in this week, I think all of us are already sitting with profit of more than 1.3 to 1.4%. So with that, today's profit would be an icing on the cake if we are able to make some good profit. So with that, if you look at the levels on Nifty, 16,200 will be a good, important level to watch, since Nifty is opening close to 16,400. If 16,400 is broken, 16,200 is a small support, but then major support still comes only at 16,000. So if 16,400 is broken on the downside, we might see the Nifty moving down to 16,000 levels. However, if 16,400 is taken as a support, then on the upper side we could see some major resistance coming in at 16,700. So these are major levels that I would be looking out for the day today. So with that, looking forward to a profitable day today. All the best to all of you. Before we leave, do press the like button if you love the content that we share, and do share this with your friends to help them learn and invest together with us. This is Srikant signing off. We will catch up on the Evening Market podcast to discuss more about our trades as well as the profit that we make, or of course the loss which we rarely make. So goodbye. Have a great day.